Hello, good evening. I'm Chief Meteorologist Melissa Frey here in the Alaska's Weather Source Weather Center. You have probably heard that we do have some snow on the way. Technically, we've already seen that first official snowfall back on the 10th of October. But what we're going to see starting early tomorrow morning is really the first significant snowfall of the year. We're talking about impacts to your commute, both morning and evening and afternoon, starting tomorrow, continuing all the way through Tuesday. This is when we do typically see that first big snowfall of the year, so it is certainly time for it here in South Central. And I just want to break down the storm. We're going to talk about the timing. We're going to talk about how much snow you should expect, how long this storm sticks around, and then what we're expecting here later in the week. So first of all, if you are watching on Facebook, let me know in the comments where you're watching from, what questions do you have, and I'll try and get that information answered for you, and we'll go through the forecast. And yes, this is meant to be a conversation, so stop me if you do have any additional questions or letting me know where you are from. So let's get right to it. I want to start by showing you the storm impacts that we are expecting here for South Central. Hello to you, Kathleen and Wasilla. You're going to get some snow with this storm. So here is the latest information on the winter weather advisory and the watches that are in effect. Now, the most significant impacts and when these weather alerts are in effect are for Monday evening into Tuesday morning. So again, Monday night into Tuesday morning is when we are going to see the heaviest snowfall, and so that's when the weather alerts are in effect. But this can be a bit confusing because we're actually going to see snow much earlier than that. It's just going to ramp up through the day. So we're going to start with some light snow overnight tonight, starting as early as midnight on the Kenai Peninsula and pushing north and east, and then that's going to continue through the morning commute. So again, Monday morning, tomorrow morning, you do already want to be prepared. I'm expecting about an inch of snow for most locations for the western Kenai Peninsula through Anchorage up into the Matsu. Again, some locations will see a dusting up to about an inch for the morning commute. It's about 9 a.m. that it really starts to ramp up and get more significant. We're going to see those snow showers increasing through the day on Monday. Now, when this all starts tomorrow morning, temperatures will be cold enough below freezing for there to be a good certainty that this will be all snow. But once we get into midday, those temperatures are going to start to warm up a bit. This is a warm front. It is bringing some warmer air with it. Now, for Anchorage, Matsu, western Kenai, most of us will be on the cold edge of this storm. However, there's just a little bit of that warm air that could cause a wintry mix possible midday. So right around lunchtime through about dinner time, you want to be prepared for some rain mixing in. Unfortunately, that can make those road conditions even worse. If you start to get some ice and some slush, things can get pretty slick pretty quick. So again, you want to be prepared for some rain mixing in, and that's going to limit those accumulations through midday. However, the heaviest band of snow is more likely to move through later Monday, continuing through Tuesday morning. So that is going to be when we start to see that more significant accumulation. That's really going to start to impact the commute. That's when the plow crews will probably start addressing things more significantly, more seriously. And again, that's going to continue through Tuesday morning. That is when we have the winter weather advisory in effect for the Matanuska Valley, specifically for Wasilla, for Palmer, out into Houston, Big Lake. That's where we're going to see some more significant snow. And then we have winter storm watches in effect for Anchorage and for Kenai. That's where we're looking at 6 to 12 inches of snow. So as this band moves through, we'll start to see some higher accumulations. Now, hillside will see some more significant accumulations, and we'll see some isolated areas. It could see close to that foot mark. Right now, we're looking at more like 8 to 10 inches for the city, but I'm going to walk through that with you here in just a moment. Hello to you there. Tuaka from North Pole, Fairbanks. You guys have already kicked your winter season into full gear. And hello to you there, Angie and Sutton. Thanks for joining me here this evening as we walk through these impacts. So Again, we are seeing winter weather advisories in effect for Norton Sound, down in the Kuskokwim Delta all the way into the Bristol Bay region. That's where the storm is currently. That's where we're already seeing that wintry mix and seeing some breezy winds with it. You notice also into southeast, we do have high wind watches in effect as we head into Tuesday. You want to be prepared for another significant wind event when this storm gets to your region. But in between is South Central, and again, we will see the snow starting to fall overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. So again, those advisories and watches are already in effect. So again, tonight is where we're seeing snow closer to Norton Sound, a rain snow mix for the Kuskokwim Delta through Dillingham into Bristol Bay, mostly rain. As this pushes east overnight tonight, we'll see mostly rain in Homer. A wintry mix is likely in Seward. Now here we are 8:30 tomorrow morning, seeing light snow beginning to fall in Anchorage and seeing that snow throughout the Susitna Valley and pushing into the Matanuska Valley. So again, during that morning commute, when you're getting kids to school, the impacts at this point are pretty minimal. Again, it will be already some of the most significant snow that we've seen so far this season, but again, it's just beginning to ramp up at this point. Once we get to that lunch hour, see that pink color on the map beginning to push in from Kenai all the way up into the Anchorage area. That's that wintry mix. That's going to happen as those temperatures get above freezing. Fortunately, the upper atmosphere plenty cold enough to keep this all as snow, but it's right at the surface we could see some of that warmer air starting to nose in as this warm front moves through. So again, midday, there's that chance we get a bit of a wintry mix. The best chances for those warmer temperatures are, as you see here, from about Kieseloff north to the west side of Anchorage. As we head through the day, we start to see additional mixing of that warmer air as you head north. Once you get north of Mirror Lake into Palmer and Wasilla, seeing a brief period of a bit of a wintry mix. So again, just be prepared for that. We'll also see that in Seward and Portage Valley out to Whittier, Cordova, seeing a bit of a wintry mix. Now, once you get south of about Kieseloff, pretty much rain. You might see a little snow mixing in, but on that Sterling Highway as you head south, that is where you're going to see mostly rain. Again, it's Kenai north that we're expecting the heavier snow. Here we are 6 p.m. on Monday. You can see it's rain in Kenai, it's rain in Homer, but we're beginning to switch back to snow in Anchorage, also back to snow in the valley. And overnight, Monday into Tuesday, most locations make that switch to temperatures below freezing. We see that switch back to an all snow event for pretty much everyone from Homer north to Valley, from into the Valley for Seward north through Turnagain Pass, for Portage, for the Matanuska Valley all the way out into the Copper River Basin, and for Valdez. Again, at this point, temperatures will be cool enough, and this is also the same time that we'll see that heaviest band of snow likely moving through. So it is that morning commute Tuesday morning that I want you to be prepared for significant impacts to the commute throughout the Susitna Valley, throughout the Matanuska Valley, all the way down the Glen Highway into Anchorage, south on the Seward Highway, all the way to Seward, all the way to Kenai. You do need to be prepared for snow-covered roads. Now, there is a potential we get a band of snow that sets up on the back edge of this storm that keeps those snowfall accumulations going through the afternoon. So that's where the question mark is just where does that heavier band set up? Either way, we're all going to see some significant impacts, but there's some isolated areas that could see some really significant impacts when it gets to that heavier snow. I'm talking about closer to an inch. Now, once we get into Tuesday night, this storm is gone. It pushes on to the east. We do see more impacts into southeast at this point, but here in South Central, when it's gone, it is gone, and we get right back to clear conditions, likely Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Now, temperatures are going to stay below freezing midweek, so a lot of the snow that's on the ground is likely going to stick around, but once we get into the end of the week, that's when we'll likely start to see temperatures warming back above freezing again. So I want to show you just the amount of moisture. This is a really moisture-laden storm. It's very wet coming in from the western side of the state, and you can see here by 2 o'clock Monday afternoon, we're looking about 1/1800ths of an inch of just liquid water falling here over the Anchorage Bowl. Now with a 10-to-1 snow ratio, which would be on the lower end if this were really wet, heavy snow, which it will likely be, that would already be between 1 and 2 inches of snow. So again, Monday morning when you wake up, we're not going to see 6 inches of snow on the ground. That's going to come later in the day. Now as we head through the day, that water keeps falling and it keeps coming all the way through Tuesday night. You can see very wet conditions. Most locations in South Central seeing more than an inch of liquid precipitation with this storm. When you translate that to snow, that's why we get those more significant snowfall totals. Now, models have been tracking this since early last week, and they have been very consistent, which is nice to see. When you're a forecaster and you're looking at these impacts well in advance, it's always a good sign when those models are in agreement with each other. So I just wanted to show you this to give you some insight into what I'm looking at. This is 4 of the more common models that we use to forecast here in Alaska, and you can see the range of snow by Tuesday at 2 p.m. So not even when the storm is done yet, but by Tuesday afternoon you can see the range is 4.5 to 9 inches of snow. So that gives you an indication that even on the low end we're looking at again about 4 inches of snow. On the high end, it's about 9 inches, but it does continue for a few more hours, and that's where we get to those higher accumulations. So models are in good agreement, not only with the amount of snow we're expecting, but the timing of this. Look at those lines. Monday, starting at 8 a.m., they're all pretty much close to zero. We're seeing just a dusting to about 1/2 of an inch of snow. By 2 p.m., that starts to ramp up, looking at 1/2 an inch to about 2 inches, and then you can see it really starts to increase once we get overnight Monday into Tuesday morning. So again, looking at that snowfall, again, it starts out light Monday, starts to increase, mixing with a little bit of rain midday, and then we start to see those more significant accumulations overnight heading into Tuesday. Now this is one particular model here that I'm showing you, and this one I think is underdoing how much snow you will see in the valley. I do expect you to see more like 4 to 8 inches of snow in the valley. Anchorage 6 to 9, with that being on the west side of town, east side up to hillside. That's where we get closer to 1 foot of snow, south side as well. And then Kenai Peninsula, 2 to 4 inches would be if you stay in that rain period for a longer period and that heavy band is east of you. So that is definitely a possibility that you see 2 to 4 inches, but I want you to be prepared for even more, because should that band be further west, or should temperatures get back below freezing a little sooner with how heavy the snow is coming down, that will really start to increase those snowfall totals. So Kenai, I want you to be prepared for more. Wasilla and Palmer, I want you to be prepared for more as well. And again, if you're traveling through Turnagain Pass, you should be prepared for some pretty heavy snow there as well. So again, just running through the timing, if you're just joining us, this starts to fall early tomorrow morning. Light snow, minimal impacts to your Monday morning commute, although roads will be icy. It has been dry. It's been beautiful this weekend, but again, be prepared for icy roads, a little bit of light snow falling for that morning commute. As we head through the day, we start to see more of that snow falling, and here we are, 5 o'clock, 34 degrees. So I do expect this to stay as snow from the cloud almost to the ground, but here at the surface, that snow level will be up around 1,000 feet at this point. So those lower elevations will likely start to see either a really wet, sloppy, heavy snow, or more of a wintry mix, changing to rain for a period. But that doesn't last for long, because as soon as we head overnight, again, those temperatures do drop right back below freezing, and that's when that heavier band of snow moves in. So hopefully that is making sense to you. Looking at some of the comments, thank you to all of you joining in. Hello to you, Michelle there in Anchor Point. Jillian, you're there here in Anchorage, where it's nice and chilly. We have such a beautiful view of Denali today. The sun is out. Hello to you there, Sunshine, working at the airport. Thank you for doing that. So yes, so the main Story here is that this is our first significant snowstorm of the season. We all remember last year, and it was a tough year. Again, the second snowiest winter that we had ever seen here in Anchorage. We were just 0.8 of an inch shy of setting that all-time record, which was previously set in 2012. We had back-to-back big snow years, and so I think we all remember that. And actually, at this point last year, we had not seen any significant snow. Again, this is about the time of year now through the first 2 weeks of November that we really start to see those more significant snow events ramp up. And it's because at this point temperatures are finally cold enough to keep them as snow. So again, be prepared for that light snow to start overnight tonight. We will see again that chance of a wintering mix midday with those more significant impacts Monday night into Tuesday morning. So it's really the Monday evening commute and the Tuesday morning commute that I'm most concerned about. That you just want to be prepared to take it nice and easy. Unfortunately, with these first big winter storms, we always seem to see more crashes. We see more people into the ditch just because you're not used to it. Once we get into December and January, this is old news, and you are used to those winter impacts on the roads. So again, just take it easy the next couple of days. Know it's going to be icy. At times it might be slushy. It might look like wet pavement, but then you run into some ice. You know how it goes. And then once that snow is falling, that can also, of course, impact the visibility. And then we'll see those more significant accumulations once we get into Tuesday morning. I have to show you, if I can get this up here, this beautiful view that we have here from Eagle River. We have just a little bit of cloud cover, and those clouds that you see on the horizon are the outer edges of this storm. Again, when you see those high cirrus clouds, those clouds that are made of all ice, that is an indication that we have a storm on the way, and boy do we, with this large area of low pressure that's currently bringing those impacts to southwest Alaska and is going to head into south central again overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, ramping up through the day. Heading into Tuesday morning is when we will see those most significant impacts. Sunshine, you're saying Halloween is on Thursday, and yes, for trick-or-treaters, I bet we'll still have some significant snow on the ground. We do actually have chances for a little bit more snow heading into Thursday, and then once we get into the weekend, there's another round of wintering mix. It's likely temperatures start to warm up, but we'll worry about that one after we get through this one. Keep those questions coming. You can pop them here in the chat. We're going to continue to keep you updated on alaskasnewssource.com. If you don't have the weather app, I encourage you to download it. It's a free app. It's available in the App Store for Apple and for Android. It's really convenient because you can get the weather alerts for your area specifically right there on your phone. You'll get notifications from me and the rest of the weather team anytime there's a new alert issued, if the forecast changes, if we have more details. Also, probably the most important, if you do happen to get pictures or video of the weather impacts in your area, it's really easy on the app to upload those and send them directly to the weather team. It's a push of a button. You can pull it right there from your camera gallery on your phone, and then we can get them and of course share them with our viewers. So keep those coming here over the next 48 hours. Let us know what the impacts are like in your community. If you're seeing anything significant, if you're seeing some issues on the road, all of that is super helpful. If you pass it on, we can look into it and we can get that information out faster to the community. So thank you for joining me here on this Sunday evening. Christina Campbell is in the Weather Center tonight at 10 p.m. Join her for the latest. I know the news team is working hard as we speak to find out how crews are working to respond to this storm. They will be on air at 10 p.m. Tonight with multiple live reports. And of course, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Hope you all have a great rest of your evening.